Hello. I just made multiple attempts to start this because I don't know why YouTube is so finicky about the orientation. I want to stream horizontally and I don't know. It's like such an issue every time. So anyway, just waiting for people to show up. I'm streaming in the evening, so this is the first time I've used my little light thing, which you can see the reflection of ring light. There you go. You can see it on my glasses. But I wanted to do another video where I let you all decide. Hello, whoever's watching. It's nice to have you. Feel free to talk in the live chat if you want, because you all are going to choose the topic. I did pick the cards that represent each group. So this is going to be a pick a card reading. Group number 1 will be represented by Durga. And I can read the message from each of them here in a moment from the book. Group number 2, hello, we got another person, is Sekhmet. And group number 3 is Kali. But I need you all to help me choose the topic. If nobody has any ideas, I can come up with something, but I pulled out this deck I haven't used in a while, and I also have, at the end of the reading, or maybe before, depending on what topic you all choose, but I have this Starseed Oracle. Oh gosh, there are 6 people. It's nice to see everybody. So I'm asking for the topic. I want to hear your ideas. What do you want this pick a card to be about? I keep having to push to bring up the live stream. I wish it would just stay on the screen. I don't know how to do that though. So anyway, let me know what you want the pick a card topic to be. It can be anything, you know. First person who shoots their idea out there is going to have the best chance of it being what you asked. So I know mostly I do romance readings here on the channel. How to best go forward. Okay, thank you, Trace. And do you mean like in life, or how to best go forward in a love connection? Because like I was just saying, I know a lot of my readings center around love. Sharon wants one about love. So we have 2 votes here. How to best go forward, or 2 ideas here. How to best go forward. But best go forward just in life, or what do you mean? Thank you so much for the thumbs up. In life. Okay, how to best proceed in life from here. And Sharon wanted one about love. Maybe we could do, or surprised messages, like just whatever, what do your spirit guides want you to know kind of a thing. So what do other people think? Do we like the like how to go forward in life, or do we want a love reading? Okay, so Sharon sounds good. Sharon's saying that sounds good. Okay, just whatever comes out. All right. Well, Sharon's the only other person who offered an idea, and she said it sounded good to do like just like what your spirit guides want you to know about moving forward in life, kind of. I guess that's how we'll put it. So I got, before we proceed, I got these Dia de los Muertos. Well, these are like Mexican beaded earrings, but I got them at Dia de los Muertos festival the other day, which was really nice. All right, so I guess we don't have to do too much of a preamble. Let's see which deck wants to be used for group number 1 I've got. So this is going to be group number 1. I'm sorry, I pulled up the wrong one. I am a mess. What happened to my number 1 card, which was Durga? Did it fall on the floor? It probably did. Guys, I'm a mess. And I can't see because it's dark. My face is lit up, but I can't. Where did my other card go? I am a real mess. I can't show group 1 your card because I don't know where it went. Maybe you're not supposed to be Durga. I guess I can show it to you from the book. There's nothing I hate worse than losing things. Really and truly, I hate losing things. And I've lost so much. There's an Elizabeth Bishop poem about that. It's called The Art of Losing. Here we go. This is group 1, Durga. Oh, Lord, guys. It's okay, no worries. Aw, it's nice to see you too. Thank you so much. Okay, group number 1. I gotta get my blanket back on my legs here because I use it as like a stretch the blanket over my legs and I can kind of lay the cards down so I can see them. But I will be holding them up too as I go along so you all can see them too. Because I know people like to see the cards, and in a live stream you probably like to see my face too, maybe. I don't know. It seems more human. Just some moving hands. Alright. I'm just going to use the Cosmic Tarot. This is like my go-to deck. I mean, I love the Rider-Waite deck, and I'll probably use that for one of the other groups. Rainbow Light Tarot's picking pawn 1. Okay, so you can kind of let me know as we go along. So this Cosmic Tarot, ooh, the Death card is on the bottom. So this is group 1. Group 1, you chose Durga. I'm going to read about her also from the book. But I was just saying, in terms of the tarot deck I'm using the Cosmic Tarot. This is like my go-to everyday deck. I mean, sometimes I switch it up and I'll have another go-to everyday deck, but I don't like to be fooling around with pulling out different decks on a day-to-day basis when I'm just doing personal readings, because I mostly do personal readings on Keen.com. Have any of you ever had a reading from anyone on Keen.com? I'm there, by the way, if it's a platform that you like. You can get readings, it's pay per minute, so you upload money. They also have lots of specials, like such and such number of minutes for $5 or $10 or whatever, but all readers set their own prices, so if you're not using one of those specials, then it's just whatever price the reader sets it at. I usually just have mine at $1.99. Sometimes I raise it a little bit higher, and but I do a lot of readings on Keen, and it's just good to have like a deck that's handy, you know, like when someone calls in for a reading or joins for a chat reading. You can do readings via chat or also over the phone, like speaking with your voice. So all right. There's a little packet of salt here. I'm gonna sprinkle a little in my hands. For the energy for group 1. I'm not going to leave my car light on the whole time, although that probably looks better than this light. I was experimenting. Group 1, you're probably getting impatient at this point, but I don't normally use this light, so I'm not sure what is most flattering or helpful. Yeah, see, that looks weird. That's very warm and cozy. I look human with this light, although it's very bright and in my eyes also. I don't know. See, I like this better because it's not so like blaring in my eyes. Okay. All right. So group 1, you chose Durga, and let me read about her. It says boundaries, first of all. So our question was about, like, just what do our spirit guides want us to know about moving forward in our lives from here, from right where we are? What do we need to know moving ahead? So first of all, I mean, I'm assuming that this has something to do with it. Boundaries. But we'll see what else we can find out here with the tarot. Boundaries are always great. You know, it's a lifelong battle figuring out boundaries, isn't it? Let's see, Durga. Okay, she's, it says origin Hindu. A great goddess of war and protection, Durga is leaping into your life right now to help you establish boundaries. Boundaries are one of the greatest ways you can take care of yourself. Remember to draw clear ones to protect and preserve your inner spirit. So yeah, boundaries are very important. But we're going to look more into it and see, like, kind of more specifically what your spirit guides have to say. Group 1. Okay, where is group 1 right now? Where are they? What card most represents where they are right now? The Ace of Swords. So I do actually feel, I mean, for one thing, this is a card of clarity. So you actually are in a place where you have a lot of clarity right now. And, but also it is a card of drawing a line in the sand. It is a card about putting up boundaries. I mean, if you're holding up a sword, right, versus a cup or a pentacle or a wand, maybe a wand, it could be seen as protective, right, because you could beat somebody with it. But yeah, I mean, a sword is also about boundaries. It's kind of like letting people know, being very clear about your boundaries, very distinct and clear about your boundaries. I would say that this is just telling you this is where you already are. You're in a place where you have learned, you have great discernment about boundaries. On some of so Rainbow Light Tarot is asking how to find me on Keen. My name on there is Empress Tarot by Gabby Turner, so you could just do a search for that. But I do have it linked on certain of my videos, and I think it's in my links. If you go to my About page on YouTube, it should be there as well. I need to set the default information from my description box to include it, because I don't think it has it on here, but okay, so Rainbow Light, she's watching for number 1. She said, yes, I had to put up a boundary recently on many people, and normally I let things go, but it's time to be more clear. Why does this happen? Okay, well, thank God the live didn't end. I'm just trying to click the live stream so I can see, or the live chat so I can see what people are saying, and it thought I was trying to exit out. That's so frustrating. So, okay, so that's funny. You're saying that you have had to put up boundaries, and this is what it's saying, because I pulled this card asking, like, where is group 1 right now? So I'm sorry if I missed something that someone says in the live chat. I'm going to try to check in. I don't know why you can't set it to just stay up on the screen. If anyone knows how to make that happen. It's really frustrating. Like, I have to touch the screen every time to pull up the live chat just so I can see what you all are saying. And then when I do it, sometimes it thinks that I'm trying to exit out, which I'm not. I need to put up boundaries with technology. Technology, do what I want you to do. All right. So anyway, you're in a place where you have learned to put up boundaries. So that's where you are now. And Durga is coming in. You know, a lot of times I get messages for people that I think is advice, and people will say, like, oh no, I'm already doing that. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, your spirit guides are just congratulating you. Like, it's a confirmation that they see that you're doing that. And I mean, I don't know. I'm just I'm trying to understand. I'm translating, right? So my assumption is this is an advice, but as it turns out, a lot of times it's just like an acknowledgement, actually. And here it seems that that's what's happening. This is an acknowledgement. Your spirit guides are saying, in terms of how to move forward in life, They're proud of you for learning how to put up very discernible boundaries, very obvious boundaries that are very clear. And then we have the Seven of Swords. So I don't know, are they saying this is how you were before or something else? Yeah, they're saying that sometimes boundaries, both before and in the future, it could be an issue of, let's see, what are they trying to say here? I don't think they're saying that your boundaries are unclear, but what they're saying is there are different ways of putting up boundaries. Sometimes we have to put up boundaries that are like this. They're like clear and distinct, and it's like, listen, I'm going to make it completely obvious, you know, like there's no way you're going to miss this boundary. I'm going to just spell it out for you. Sometimes we can also put up boundaries in more of a subterfuge type way, because this is what the Seven of Swords is, right? Why are they saying that? I think they're saying, like, why are you talking about a subterfuge way of setting up boundaries? Well, I think it's almost about, like, becoming mysterious sometimes. Oh. One way of setting a boundary is by becoming mysterious. In other words, you don't have to let other people know everything that's going on with you. That is one type of boundary. One type of boundary is clear, distinct communication. Like, I'm going to say it right to your face, exactly what I want you not to do, what's not acceptable, etc. But another way of setting a boundary is just, I don't have to tell you what I'm doing with my life. You know, like, that's a boundary. There's a boundary on what you're allowed to know about me. Does that make sense? Okay. Because I think that in terms of moving forward from here, they want you to get aligned. It's a lot of traffic noise. They want you to get aligned with stability, Queen of Pentacles, and happiness, and being treated kindly. I think, because we have a star here, but it's in reverse, and we also have the Hierophant reversed. You could have had, I'm going to have to close the windows. Wow. I'm on my period. I've been very cranky. And I've been very, like, critical of everything anyway, and it's just like stuff that you can't control, like the noise of traffic. But I can close my windows, which I just did. I had them open when I started because it's a little warm, a little stuffy in here. Good Lord. I know I can't control what other people do. I just want to put it out here. I'm sorry, this is a live stream, so it's gonna be a little bit off the chain, I guess. But, like, why do people feel the need to be so loud with their cars like that? Like, what are you fucking doing? Like, what's the point of it? I don't get it. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's makes you like a more interesting person. That's just my take. Okay. I lost some viewers because I'm being crabby, but it is what it is. All right. Yeah, we have the Star card reversed and then the Hierophant reversed. What this makes me think of is, like, someone who's had maybe kind of authoritarian parents, or it could be bosses, like authoritarian bosses or whatever, like, or maybe you lived at a boarding school or something. I don't know, but, like, something like that where, like, you see on this particular card, it's like peering in, watching your every move. I feel like the reversal is just more to emphasize the kind of nefarious qualities of this. And then we have the Star card. She's, you know, like, everyone sees the stars in the sky, right? A star is something that stands out. But here, there's something about you where you do stand out. People get interested in what's going on with you. Kind of like in, maybe like in celebrity culture where like people get so nosy and the paparazzi are following them around. But like there's some quality to that about you as well, group one, where you know, maybe you can't also control all of the boundaries about that. To a certain extent, people want to know what's going on with you, and maybe they will be able to find out things that you're just like, oh my God, I wish you would just stay out of my effing business. Like, why are you so GD nosy about my life, right? But I do feel like there are people who just feel that it's their place to pay attention to what's going on in your life and like pass judgment and think that they know what's best for you. And so the advice here about setting boundaries going forward is about learning the art of being mysterious. I'm going to see more what they say, but like they're encouraging you to use that particular type of boundary. Like you don't have to tell everyone what's going on with you. Keep things to yourself. That, I mean, they're just saying like it's acceptable to keep things to yourself. And if you've already been doing that, they're just saying like this is a good use of boundaries, because you don't need people passing judgment and telling you how to live your life, right? People like to do that to celebrities too. They're watching their every move and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe she did this. Oh my God, I can't believe she did that. She should be doing that other thing instead. But like, you know what you're doing with your life. And I feel like your spirit guides are saying, I mean, like, whose life is perfect, right? But like you're holding it down. You're the Queen of Pentacles, right? And here we have the Nine of Cups. So they want you to draw more into this understanding that you are a grounded, safe, self-contained, responsible adult person, and you know what you're doing with your life, and you deserve the happiness that you're drawing in. Other people seem to want to kind of nose in on your life and see what's going on with you. All right. So what else are they wanting to say here? And I think that also they're saying here with the Seven of Cups and the Six of Wands reversed, like, it's interesting because there's on the one hand, like, on the one hand, there are maybe things that we have to learn to keep to ourselves, or like not get into oversharing on social media and stuff like that in order to protect our boundaries. But then there's like a flip side of it that they're talking about. And this isn't so much about boundaries as it is about like sometimes we have emotions that we can't figure out how to successfully express. It's like these are things that we want to be able to share with people, and we can't. Why? Can we not find the words? I think it's about like taking time to look inward and be your own guide, learning one. Are we still talking about boundaries, or are we switched topics? Okay. So I think we're switching topics now. So this isn't as much about boundaries anymore. It's just about how to be there for yourself, because sometimes group one, you're having emotions that you don't know how to express to other people, or experiences that you don't know how to bring it up to other people anyway. You know, like the Seven of Cups to me, and especially in this particular deck, it's just about really like, I'm going to use the word traumatic, or like just overly like emotionally intense, or like psychologically disturbing even. You know, sometimes we have experiences that are psychologically disturbing, or things that are just very difficult to talk to other people about. It's like we're at a loss. We don't know how to connect with other people sometimes to share certain things in a way that feels safe, right? It's coming up here with the Six of Wands reverse. We can't find our sense of success. We don't know how to let it glow, to let it shine. There are secret parts of ourselves. There are secret parts of ourselves that we don't share with other people, group one. And that's the next thing that your spirit guides are wanting to talk about, because I feel like you are someone who prefers to be open and direct. Like, you like to express yourself. You're a self-expressive person. And you like to be able to get all of this out here, you know? And like, you don't like to be holding it in. But your spirit guides are kind of saying that there might be a need right now as you go forward in life to be your own best mentor on some of these things. To be willing to go within with the Hermit card and find that source within you about some of these things that you may have a difficult time sharing with other people and feeling safe to share with them, or like finding the words to share with them, or etc. All right, anything else we want to say about that? Your spirit guides are acknowledging that you are someone who has a lot of emotions, and they're saying, on the one hand, your emotions help to drive you forward in life. I always think it's so interesting that the Chariot card is the card that represents the sign of Cancer, because Cancers are very successful people, in part because they have learned how to balance their inner emotional needs. They know how to protect themselves and navigate in the external world, so that that delicate, you know, emotional inner world that they have is protected. And you as well, regardless of what signs you might have in you know, what placements you might have in your astrological chart, like, you're coming through as a very emotional person. You have a lot of emotions. You like to express things, right? You're doing a great job of allowing your emotions to drive you and push you forward, right? You could be this Two of Pentacles, but the Two of Pentacles is in reverse. You're not a fearful person. You're coming through as very courageous. You know how to deal with a depth of emotions that most people will never experience. Like, you can just handle a tsunami of emotions, and you're just like, well, here's the tsunami of emotion, you know? It may not feel like it to you all of the time, but like, compared to the average person, you have a very strong emotional resilience and strength. Like, you're accomplishing a lot in life, considering how much emotions you got going on in there, right? So your spirit guides are wanting to acknowledge that, like, they're wanting to give you a thumbs up. And they're saying, like, this isn't about comparing you to anyone else, despite what Gabby just said. It's not about comparing you to anyone else, because you are someone who accepts people who have all different types of approaches to their emotions. Like, you're so emotionally tuned in. You understand people on an emotional level who don't understand their own emotions. So it's not like we're trying to set you apart and say, oh, you're doing it the best way because you can handle this tsunami of emotions and still be very successful and get so much done and be productive and be moving ahead, you know, very well in life. It is what are they trying to say now? I'm losing the okay. Yeah, so in other words, they're saying it isn't about comparing you to other people as a better or worse. It's just an acknowledgement so that you know that you are this. You are very aware of other people, but you may not see yourself that way. You may not be able to understand yourself from that perspective of, wow, I'm actually really accomplishing a lot to begin with, period. But when you take into account the amount of emotional, like depth, the emotional intensity, all of this rolling in the waves of emotions that you're dealing with, and still like moving forward so effectively in life, getting things accomplished, being successful in life. I think your spirit guides just want you to appreciate yourself. And also they kind of want you to be willing to also give yourself a break when you need it. Like it's okay to pause. It's okay to let the emotions, like if you have a pond or a lake where the water's been whipped up a lot, it takes a while for the water to settle. And I think they're saying sometimes you need to just sit and be quiet with your emotions and allow the thoughts and the feelings to sort of settle and calm so that you can even understand yourself. And that goes back to that Hermit card and being your own best mentor. Yeah, they want you to take moments more often to get calm and to get calm and centered mentally and emotionally. Because I do feel like you are someone who likes to go, go, go. You like to be busy, 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 involved in activities, or could just be like being on your phone or whatever. I don't know, but like it feels to me like someone who's getting a lot done, getting things accomplished, goal oriented, trying to knock things off the to-do list. That's the energy that it feels like to me. And I think they want to encourage you, almost like they're saying to have a boundary with yourself about that. Like, why aren't you giving yourself more space to get calm and centered mentally and emotionally? Just let things get quiet. Sometimes we just need to let things get quiet. Yeah, there's like a quiet strength that we can find in, they want you to find that quiet strength. You've already found the strength of doing and succeeding. They would like you to work more on the strength that is required of being quiet. Like inner quiet, you know what I mean? Inner quiet and outer quiet, perhaps, but... All right, so I think that's all. Well, actually, it's not all, because I'm going to read one of these oracle card decks here. Okay. So I have this other deck. It's I have not used this in so long. I've only got one viewer left, but this is the end of group 1. It's the Starseed Oracle. I'm gonna pull a card for you and read from the book, and then we'll move on to group 2. I find it weird looking at myself. Final message for group 1 from the Starseed Oracle. We have empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. So kind of talking about even like energetic boundaries, maybe. Let me find it in the book. Okay, empathic starseed, page 64. Empathic starseeds are here to shift the world through their physical presence alone. They don't need to do anything beyond being here. Well, that's nice, because I'm personally, if I'm one of these empathic starseeds, I don't know if I am or not, because this is for you, group 1. Personally, I'm exhausted. Don't ask anything else of me. But anyway, it says you guys, you don't need to do anything beyond being here, thanks to the energetic change their physical presence causes. I'm going to turn this slide on so I can read this easier. Due to their highly sensitive nature, empathic starseeds like you can struggle with being on Earth and in a physical body. Many are prone to addiction and depression or tend to mistake other people's feelings and moods for their own. Natural introverts, they tend to prefer spending time alone or in small groups. Crowds can be overwhelming for them. If this card appears, consider lightening the load energetically. Don't put yourself under such pressure to go out into the world. Be gentle with yourself. Allow extra time and care to recover energetically. That's what we're talking about, allowing extra time and care with that 4 of Swords and 4 of Cups. It's just like, get calm, get quiet, you know, like don't always be in the hustle and bustle. Be gentle with yourself, allow extra time and care to recover energetically. Yeah. If you're feeling pressured to keep up a certain pace, instead put on the brakes and treat yourself like a precious baby. Are you going to be constantly rushing a precious baby and be like, you got to get your to-do list done, you got to meet your goals? No. You're going to make sure the baby is happy. Is it fed? Has it had its nap? Treat yourself like a precious baby. Give yourself time. Rock yourself, you know, like soothe yourself. Self-soothing. So important to learn how to self-soothe. Do whatever you can to take the pressures of the world off your plate. Switch off to switch back on. In today's world, it's normal to feel that we should be doing more, but perhaps being present in our life is more than enough. Breathe in, breathe out. This could be a phase you're going through or simply how you're being called to live your life. If your work involves giving to others, right now you're being called to keep something for yourself. You don't need to transmute it all. It's okay to look after your own growth and healing before feeling you should offer it to the world. Indeed, it's necessary if you want to continue to do so sustainably. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How can you take better care of yourself energetically? So there's a need to take time to slow down. Get quiet, right? You're soothing that inner baby. How do we calm the baby? Make the baby happy. Make sure that we're fed, we're comfortable, we're dry, we're warm. right? We've got quiet, soothing noises around us. I'm going to turn this light off. I don't want to drain my battery. But all right, so that was group 1. Now I'm going to move on to group 2. So this is the reading for group 2, Sekhmet. Anybody watching in the live stream, is this your reading? Okay, so group 2, Sekhmet. We read from the book, and then we're going to see the topic that we chose was just whatever our spirit guides want us to know about moving forward in life. Great topic. I think I'm going to try to do live streams more often. I know I haven't been on here and posted anything in a while, but Sekhmet. Okay, so this card, the keyword is healing. I love Sekhmet. I would not have guessed. You chose 2, Trace? All right. Lioness, goddess of destruction and healing, Sekhmet shows you the power of breaking things down in order to rebuild them better. It's time to do just that. She'll send you messages in your dreams about what will help you transform during your next evolution. Okay. So it feels like maybe there's an evolution coming up, for one thing. And this is about sort of the healing of regeneration. She'll send you messages in your dreams that will help you transform during your next evolution. Do you all get many messages in your dreams? I try to tune into my intuition that way, and I feel like I don't necessarily always have much success. I feel like I'm going to stick to the same tarot deck, the Cosmic Tarot deck that I used for the other group. So group 2, you're going to tune into your spirit guides message a little bit more to see what this evolution is all about and healing and what you need to know, information you need to be moving forward. So what's coming up? Is there an evolution coming up? What's group 2 being told about? This 7 of Swords wanting to come up again. What does that mean? Oh, wow. Secrets. Secrets, secrets, secrets. So we have the 7 of Swords. We have the Prince of Cups, which is like the Page of Cups reversed, which in this specific deck, it has a very scorpionic feel. He even has a scorpion here on him. There's a snake in the background, so it's very like intense. The Page of Cups is usually more lighthearted, but in this deck, not so much. And then we have the 6 of Cups, which is actually also Scorpio energy, because the 6 of Cups is astrologically, it's the Sun in Scorpio card. That's the astrological placement that it represents. I can't remember what this one is, but I feel like this is about developing deep emotional intimacy with someone. Is that what it is? Or not? Is it about not developing deep emotional intimacy? What is this? I really thought that's what we were talking about here. Is it something about secrets? It's definitely something, again, about secrets and how much we tell other people about and how much we don't tell other people about. Okay, why are we talking more about this with group 2? So we have the 9 of Pentacles and the Devil card. Okay. Maybe this whole video is going to end up being about boundaries. Okay. I feel like you have some energy vampires. You know, first of all, this is my take on it. Most people who are energy vampires are not actively, purposely trying to drain other people. When we say energy vampires, it's just people can drain us in a lot of ways, right? They can be needy. They can be asking us for a lot. They can be asking us for money. They could be asking us for help. They could be asking for time and attention that we may or may not be able to give. And I think for you, it's like with this Nine of Pentacles, like someone's wanting to succeed in life, but they want to do it with you helping them. It's like there's sort of a greediness of like, you should be helping me to get ahead. I feel that whoever this person is, there is a lack of self-awareness. It's almost like I'm getting this image of like when someone is, hi T, when someone is running a marathon and there are people on the side of the road who are handing out cups of water, that's how they're viewing you. They're like, I'm running a marathon and you're supposed to be that person on the side of the road holding a cup of water, but like you didn't sign up for that. Like you've got your own stuff that you're trying to do with your life. Like you didn't sign up to be standing on the side of the road holding a cup of water for this person's metaphorical marathon. And maybe you have done that for them before. I feel like you probably have, because they're certainly expecting it of you. So they see you as someone who could do that for them, at the very least. Whoever this person is, they are really under a lot of stress. Yeah, this person is really stressed. I feel like they're under a lot of pressure, and they do need a lot of help. This is a needy person. And like, we can't blame people for being in circumstances where they have a lot of need. And that's again going back to this explanation of energy vampires are not usually trying to steal energy from people. A lot of times they're kind of desperate. They may not even realize. I think usually people don't, because it's a lack of self-awareness partly, and it's partly it's just people get into that desperation. They get into that survival mode. They're trying to keep their head above water. This person feels really under pressure right now. We've got the Tower and the Seven of Wands. I think that they might have people who are needy with them as well, and that's part of the issue. They have kind of chaotic people in their life, but regardless, it's like they're trying to keep their head above water, and they view you as a source of stability. You're coming through as the Emperor, and we've got the Ace of Pentacles here as your shared energy. It's like you give this person a sense of groundedness, a sense of a soft landing, a safe place, a safe space. They see you as someone who knows where you're going in life and knows what you're doing and is managing life very well. And so they just assume that you can help them to get further in life. Yeah, so I'm going to take back what I said about them being greedy. I think it's more about desperation has put this person in a place where they have such an extreme need. They've become a little bit of a black hole, just sucking in whatever they can get in order to manage all that's being required of them in life right now. I think that you do understand this person. We have the Justice card. I think that you have a pretty good understanding. I think you are very fair-minded when it comes to this person. But this evolution that you're going through that was mentioned in that initial Sekhmet card has to do with this person, and it has to do with you learning how to make sure that you're getting your own needs met, basically. Right? Because you can't, that's one of the things that you can actually give to this person is meeting your own needs first. Yeah, this whole video is like being about boundaries. I think you may have tried to explain this even to this person, like, hey, like I've only got so much to give here. Like, I think that you have the spirit of generosity towards this person. To me, it feels like you've done everything you can to make it clear to them already that you need space for yourself. And so your spirit guides are glad that you have done that. If you haven't, then I think they're encouraging you to just be open and direct with this person. You know, they still might have trouble getting it though. And some of you might be in that situation. So part of the evolution going forward is about that too, where you've been as honest as you possibly can. Like, okay, I've helped you as much as I can, or I am helping you as much as I can. You can't, there's no more. That's it. There's not going to be any more than what I've been able to, or been willing to, or am currently willing to, right? I feel like for some of you though, this person is still not going to get it. And so your spirit guides, I think they're saying, you know, like part of your evolution here is unfortunately going to be about having to learn patience, because I feel like you really do care about this person. And I think that you do. Again, you have a lot of understanding here. It doesn't, you're not happy to have to put up this boundary with them. It doesn't make you feel great to do it. But your own heart has to sing. Like you have to water yourself. You're a beautiful flower. You have to flourish also. Like you can't just be pouring everything into this person. All right. So yeah, I mean, it's basically about the evolution with this person is about cutting the cords. And you know, when we're going through a process of cutting cords with someone, it doesn't mean that we have to kick them out of our lives and never speak to them again, but it means like we're not allowing that drainage. The connection is not going to be a drainage cord anymore, you know, like, so that's the evolution that you're going through, is keeping the cords cut clearly, and you know, just maintaining those boundaries so that you don't continue to get drained. Other than that, your spirit guides want to talk to you about being happy with where you are now. So we're done talking about that other person. We're going to focus on you now. So the 10 of Cups upright and the 4 of Wands reversed. They want you to focus on the here and now and everything that there is to be grateful for, because a lot of times we can get into this mentality that happiness is when we get to that next goal, that next event, that next significant thing that happens in life, right? Like, but it's now. Fulfillment is here now, right? And if we can never find it in the now, then it will never be in the now, in the future now. This is the present now, but someday there will be a now that is what appears to us now as the future. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if we can't learn to appreciate where we are in life right now, then that future moment that we have decided will finally be the solution, and where we can finally be happy and fulfilled, if we're never going to get there unless we can find it in the now that is now. And I feel like it's like they're saying one way for you to kind of do this, to tune into this more, and maybe you already have been doing it, and if so, they're encouraging you to keep doing it, is to kind of like, there are certain things that make you feel alive, like the other day I was dancing. So I feel like I'm being spoken to a little bit here, so I'm going to just give it as an example. Like, I danced at this Dia de los Muertos festival, and like that's one of those things that gives me this sense of vitality and being alive, and it helps me make a shift. So they're saying, like, why sit around and mope when you can be doing things like that? Like, we can be getting in a rut, or we can be making the moment, not just appreciating the moment for what it is, being in the moment, but like making the moment happen. Who's going to make the moment happen? Is somebody else going to make it for you? Is someone going to come tap on your shoulder and tell you, like, who are you over here being happy? You're not allowed to be happy. Are you afraid of getting in trouble for being happy? Like, what's holding you back? No, nobody else can do it for you. I do get the sense, group 2, that you are like kind of a serious people. You're people who, you're a responsible, serious person. And I don't know, maybe you want to be seen that way. You don't want to ruffle people's feathers. You don't want to bother people. I'm getting yes from Spirit here. But what exactly is going to go wrong if you simply do what you need to do to feel alive and in the moment? Because I feel like it's you constantly maybe worrying what other people will think is also an issue. There's a blockage here of excessively worrying what other people think about what you're doing. And it's like you're a very responsible person, but you don't have to be responsible for being mopey all the time just so that you don't bother other people. It's okay to let loose. I think there's just saying, like, it's okay to let loose, and you need to let loose a little bit more often. It's like for the vibrancy of your own soul, your own spirit. Like, do things that you love. Love what you do what you love. Okay, I think that we're basically done, but I'm going to get an oracle card message for you as well to wrap up the reading, group 2. I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to get you a Starseed Oracle. In the first reading, the Starseed Oracle really kind of wrapped up what was already said in the reading. It's a nice confirmation when that happens, because it means that I've been channeling correctly. I mean, I like it as a confirmation. All right, so let me shuffle and get you a card here. You're welcome, Trace. Hope it's helpful. I'm going to wrap up now with your oracle card message. And you got Earth pulsing. Pulse of the Mother, slow down, time in nature. It's probably not going to focus very well, but anyway, I'm going to read it from the book. Earth pulsing. Page 58. Pulse of the Mother, slow down, time in nature. A mysterious pulse is woven through all of life. The planet itself has a rhythm, You can see it in the seasons and the tides. In our world of artificial lighting, long working hours, and modern conveniences, it's easy for us to feel stuck and off kilter. It's time to reconnect with nature and surrender to the pulse of the earth. Earth pulsing is my favorite tool for surrendering to the rhythmic pulse of the mother and the entire universe. Download an earth pulsing meditation at www.starseedoracle.me. Today, many of us are disconnected from the land beneath us. Somewhere along the way, a severing happened, a moment when it became too painful to stay connected. We felt unsupported and as if we don't belong. We look to other people and the external world to fill the void of the connection, holding and belonging once given to us by the earth. That was something that came up in the reading, was also being too concerned what other people are thinking. And concerned about what other people are thinking in such a way that keeps us from connecting to that vitality and that pulse, the pulse of life. Taking, clutching, conquering, longing for others to receive us fully as the mother once did, forgetting that she's still here, waiting for us to remember and activate the part of us that longs to receive her embrace. When you consciously connect with the earth, a veil is lifted and she opens up and receives you more fully. You're able to drink from her sweet waters and release what no longer serves you. Stagnant energy falls away and you become connected to all things on the planet. I surrender to the pulse of the mother. May my heart beat in unison with her. So I'm going to repeat that if you want to say it with me. I surrender to the pulse of the mother. May my heart beat in unison with her. I surrender to the pulse of the mother. May my heart beat in unison with her. All right. So that was interesting. Turn off the overhead light again. All right. I'm going to move on to group 3. I don't have anyone here watching currently. Although you might be watching in the playback, someone. If so, it's nice to have you. All right, so group 3, Kali. So the topic for this is, just anything our spirit guides want us to know right now about our lives and moving forward in life. Kali, the key word is shadow. Goddess of destruction Kali calls for you to face your shadow self. Things lurking underneath may be disrupting what you're trying to achieve on the surface. Facing those aspects of yourself is the only way forward. Kali helps you embrace them so you can truly be free from fear. So freeing ourselves from fears that are holding us back in ways that we didn't even know we were held back. So that seems like maybe the initial opening theme here. I'm going to switch over to the Rider-Waite. Or, let's see. Actually, I'm going to use my Edgar Allan Poe deck for you guys. It feels right somehow. Hello to whoever just came into the live stream. We're on, just started number 3. Group number 3. And the topic that we chose today was just what do our spirit guides want us to know about moving ahead in our lives right now. don't know why ring lights. I don't like that it keeps showing up in my glasses, but all right, whatever. All right, so group 3. So based on the Kali card, it's something about our shadows and parts of ourselves that are in the shadows, maybe holding us back. Fear, especially. Okay. Okay, we have the Justice card. So I was asking your guides, like, where is group 3 right now? We have Justice. There's something that's been decided. It could be something legal even. But maybe you have mixed feelings about it. Four of Cups. This person is talking to their therapist. Yeah, maybe it's even something you have spoken to your therapist about if you go to therapy, but like some sort of is it a legal issue? No, it's not necessarily a legal issue, but it is something that you're starting, that you're trying to activate. It's an opportunity that you have chosen to pursue, I believe. Yes, there's some opportunity that you have chosen to pursue, but maybe you have mixed feelings about it, I think. Okay, this is where the fear comes in. You're having a lot of fear-based thoughts and perhaps emotions about some opportunity that you are currently in the process of choosing to pursue. So you're choosing to pursue an opportunity right now, but there are fear-based thoughts and feelings coming forward. Okay. Okay. I think, one of the things that may be bothering you about taking this opportunity is that it's going to impact your relationships with other people, or maybe your relationship with a specific person. Maybe in general, it's going to impact your day-to-day connections with people. What is it that they're trying to say? Whatever you're choosing to pursue, it's something that you do love or you will love. But part of the shadow here involves anger. I'm just trying to channel, I'm just going to be slow here. I'm not trying to rush it, because I think sometimes I try to rush the interpretation. And so group 3, there's something you're pursuing. It is something that you either do love or you will love. But part of the shadow self, the fear-based self, has something to do with anger or the potential of anger. Is it your own anger or the anger of other people? Okay. There's some sort of apprehension about the anger of other people, that maybe in pursuing this life path, you will have to encounter other people's anger, or people will get angry at you for taking this path. Okay. I think it's more that you'll have to encounter other people's anger as you walk down this path that you are choosing. It's an opportunity you're choosing, but it will somehow cause you to have to encounter other people's anger. I don't know why I was just smelling liquor. There's no liquor around me at all, so I don't know what that has to do with anything. Like, I don't know if someone out there specifically, like, I'm just going to throw this out specifically, although this is probably not what it is about for everyone watching, but maybe someone wants to be a bartender, like is trying to go to bartending school or something, and they're worried about people getting angry at them about their drinks or something. But I feel like whatever I mean, any occupation can have that, right? Any occupation that involves interacting with people, which is a whole lot of different occupations. And it may or may not even be an occupation. I think for a lot of you it is. It's an occupation you're pursuing, because I get the 7 of Pentacles. But it could be anything, but it's like you're having some fears that are holding you back, whether you realize it consciously or not, about other people getting angry at you as you're doing this job, as you're pursuing this hobby, this opportunity, whatever it is. And I feel like you're very good at whatever this is. Like, if you were a bartender, for example, like, there wouldn't be much reason for anyone to get angry at you, because like you would be like slinging the drinks quickly, and you'd be making them accurately, and you know what I mean? So whatever this is you're pursuing, like, you're going to be doing a good job of it. And some of you might even be getting angry at yourself too. Like, that's part of it too. Like, you're getting angry at yourself. Expecting perfection. Okay, we're talking here about both perfectionism and even like the perceived perfection. Okay, I get what we're getting here. Like, you're doing like a great job. You're doing a great job. You expect perfection of yourself. You might be thinking other people are expecting perfection, and like getting sort of hypersensitive at a certain level, that, oh my God, everybody's expecting perfection of me. And like, I feel like your spirit guides are saying, like, you're really overthinking it. Like, you're projecting these fear-based thoughts, because unless someone explicitly says to you, like, this is not like the way that a Bloody Mary should be. You know what I mean? You're projecting it. Like, maybe someone has a slight body language and you're reading it as, oh my God, they didn't love my Bloody Mary that I just made them, or something. And it's like you're doing too much with mentally, projecting a little too much of that fear that you're not perfect. You, group 3, are dealing with a fear of not being perfect. Wow. Fear of not being perfect. Isn't it? Hello. Hey, Silver Arrow Tarot. Yeah, dealing with a fear of not being perfect. And then we had the 6 of Wands come out. So it's like you're clearly doing a great job. Like, and I think that you do have the confidence to know that you are very good at this, whatever it is. Like, you can pass the test with flying colors. You can do the thing that's needed to do. I mean, like, whatever this is that you're pursuing, like, you're good at it. And why are you expecting that perfection of yourself? Like, first you should ask yourself that before you start reading too much into like subtle body language, or like, and assuming that someone else is mad at you that you weren't perfect. If someone does get mad at you, like openly mad at you that you weren't perfect, it's just like that. It's probably about something else anyway, because who's going to get that upset? Like, to go back to the bartending, like, if you make like a pretty great Bloody Mary, and like, because you're good at it, like, this is a Bloody Mary, like, this is what it's supposed to be like. I feel like you have the knowledge and the skill set as the Knight of Pentacles. Like, You don't have to be the person who's going to win every single bartending competition just in order to prove that you did okay. And if someone did get mad at you for it, it's probably not even about you, right? But what I think is mostly going on is that you are projecting your own perfectionism and because you expect yourself to be perfect, you're getting hypersensitive and reading into what other people say and do and thinking and interpreting it that they're upset with you that you're not perfect. So, yeah, I mean, it's just working on that self-esteem and like self-worth with the Nine of Pentacles, of like knowing that I am more than enough. I am enough already. Like clearly I'm very knowledgeable, but yeah. And I feel like also like you're someone who's always improving anyway. Like there's for all of us there's always room for improvement and that's okay because perfection isn't possible, and the fact that perfection isn't possible is what allows us to always be improving. There's always room for improvement because there is never perfect, and so that's a blessing. I just feel like it's something to like Trace says I'm worrying someone is mad at me right now. Yeah, it's a worry that I have too. I get worried that people are upset with me. But yeah, like I feel like you're being asked to invest in yourself. Like, so for a lot of you, I'm going to have to itch my nose. I'm going to, okay, get out of the camera a little bit. You know, you're investing in yourself by choosing to go down this pathway and to take this opportunity. But I feel like your spirit guides are saying you also need to invest in yourself in terms of self-worth. Perfectionists have a lot of trouble with self-acceptance. If you can only accept yourself when you're perfect, then you're not accepting yourself. Yeah, I mean, so basically I feel like that's what your spirit guides want you to work on. And like, how are you going to work on it? I don't know. I mean, maybe Google how to have better self-worth when you're a perfectionist. I don't know. I need to Google it when I get off of this live stream. I'll make a note to myself. Three of Wands. Yeah, because I feel like the other thing is like you could allow this perfectionism to get to the point that it is actually keeping you from this opportunity in a way. You see this, there's a ship here and there's a whirlpool between this ship and this other ship. It's like ships do represent opportunities, by the way, symbolically, but yeah, if you let yourself drown in perfectionism, you could even ruin your own ability to line up with this opportunity or to achieve this thing that you're going after. So yeah, I mean, have confidence, know that you have what it takes and that you're amazing, right? Like maybe part of what you could do is just choose some positive self-affirmations or something. I don't know. I don't think your spirit guides are here to give you specific like ... about how to like grow your self-esteem and work on perfectionism, but they're just letting you know that it's something that needs to be worked on, and like you can figure out the details yourself, because we're all individuals and different things will work for different people. But they do want you to invest in that. You know, they do want you to make an investment. Yeah, we have the Queen of Swords. So I feel like your spirit guides are like, we're talking to intelligent people who can figure out a plan for themselves. Like, develop a plan for investing in overcoming perfectionism. self-acceptance, self-love, self-worth, self-acceptance. God, it's like it's causing so much pain. Oh, Silver Arrow Tarot said, I pulled a card that said, mind your self-talk. Which feels like this. Yeah. Negative self-talk. Yes, definitely. Yeah. So yeah, like what do we do? I mean, the first part of countering negative self-talk is just to have the awareness that it's happening, you know, and redirecting our thoughts. But yeah, I just feel like it's causing such pain. I've got the Three of Swords here as well. Like it's such an open wound, this perfectionism and lack of self-acceptance. Going back to the negative self-talk, you would never talk to someone else. You would never treat someone else the way that you treat yourself sometimes as a result of this perfectionism. You need to cultivate pride in yourself and, maybe make a list of your accomplishments or a list of things you're good at. Again, I feel like your spirit guides are trusting that you can find a way to invest in this. I'll pull one more tarot card and then I'm going to move on to the final oracle message. We have the Queen of Cups. Like it's really just... I feel like we have a tomb in the background. I think it's like, love yourself enough to put this to rest. To just finally put this pattern of behavior and pattern of thinking to rest. It is enough. Like you're torturing yourself, and you may project it onto other people and think, oh my God, so-and-so is critical of me. They hate me. They're thinking I'm not good enough. But really, it's like coming primarily, or maybe entirely even, like from your own inner dialogue and your own impossible expectations of yourself. Okay. All right. Easier said than done. Put the perfectionism to bed once and for all. Tell a perfectionist to finally perfect, ending their perfectionism. That's what your spirit guides have asked you to do. The irony. Okay. So I'm getting a message from the Starseed Oracle, and this one says, the 7 Star Sisters, birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression. So this is interesting because we did get at the beginning that you are pursuing some sort of path or opportunity, and that a fear-based mentality was getting in your way, which we determined was this perfectionism. Let's see what this oracle card has to say. Oh. There are new creations that want to be born, or maybe new opportunities, new paths that want to be taken. Beauty that's yearning to be woven. New consciousness that's longing to be breathed into life. If you draw this card, you're being called to surrender to these creations, to usher in a new era of consciousness and do your bit in weaving the web of life. This is the card of the artist and the midwife. You're being called to ponder questions. What wants to be birthed through you? What new creations are whispering in your ear? What beauty are you being called to make? And I don't know if you're still here, Silver Arrow, but I know that you are an artist. So this may be a message for you. What wants to be birthed through you? What new creations are whispering in your ear? What beauty are you being called to make? Creativity and intuition come from the same sacred place. They occur when we find ourselves flowing with the rest of life. Earth is renowned as a planet of manifestation and creativity, and yet so many of us have forgotten how to create. Somewhere along the way, we stopped seeing ourselves as artists, as creatives, as poets. Yet to be human is to be creative. Creativity is part of your true nature. And even for people who are watching, who are trying to, go down a path in life or create a path for themselves that isn't necessarily artistic or creative per se, I think what they're trying to point out is that we are manifestors, and that in and of itself is a creative act, to be helping to weave the tapestry of life. It's still beauty that's yearning to be woven, whatever we're doing with our lives, right? We're here to weave our own personal beauty that we have to offer into the shared tapestry of life. Perhaps you're being called to surrender to a creative project, such as a new business or a book. Or perhaps you're being called to weave beauty in your home or in the way you cook. Regardless of the end result, you're being called to express yourself through your creativity, to surrender to the creative projects that both scare and excite you, to find a way to weave beauty back into everyday life. For where there's creativity, spirit and soul are present, and the world needs those qualities more now than ever before. What new creations are you being called to birth? I think we're ending the reading kind of where we started, because it started out that we were just talking about, you're trying to create this new opportunity for yourself or accept this new opportunity that's available. And I feel like this final message is just emphasizing the importance of that, the importance of taking advantage of opportunities, seeing that our place in the world is beautiful inherently. And I mean, beauty doesn't have to be just about aesthetics. When we talk about beauty, we're talking about beauty of spirit, beauty of the essence of our being, the essence of being alive. It's beautiful to be alive, right? But whatever you're doing with your life is important. That's the emphasis, I think, at the end. All right. So, okay. And Silver Arrow says, weaving was a word I heard in meditation this morning. Well, that's good. That's a kind of a nice confirmation as well. So, yeah, I mean, it might even be literal weaving, You can make woven art. But it doesn't have to be literal. Yeah, I like to think of that of when I'm thinking about manifesting, also it's our manifestations or doing spell work, which is a type of manifestation. I'm going to eat some crackers and pimento cheese. But yeah, I like to think of it that way. What we want to accomplish, it has to weave into the fabric of what the universe is already, into the tapestry that the universe is already weaving. Think of all these intricate threads that have to come together. What we are manifesting has to make sense within the context of that greater tapestry. But here, what I feel like whatever it is that you are trying to manifest, it's important that you do help to weave it in. I mean, that's the message I got from here. Sometimes people try to manifest things that are actually not really for the best, or it's counterproductive, actually. We think we want certain things that, there's actually something much better available for us. But here I think that, group 3, you're pursuing something that actually is really good. And will be a beautiful thread. Whatever you're doing, it's going to be a beautiful thread that you weave into that collective tapestry. Because nothing that we do is in isolation. Even if what we're doing, even if we do it in isolation, it isn't. Let's say you wrote a poem and you never shared it with anyone. It's still not really in isolation because it still has an impact, but in any case, I did a reading for a woman recently. She was wanting to know if this particular career path that she was considering was the right career path. And the message that I got for her was interesting. It was basically like, there are so many careers that this woman could do, and it wouldn't matter what it would be. She could become president of the United States, that she would always at some level wonder, is this the career I'm supposed to be doing? It wouldn't matter what the career was. You know what I'm saying? I gave that as an example because we think of that as being some sort of pinnacle profession, right? But like, what if you always thought about acting and like you became this amazing actor or actress? There would still be a part of this woman, and I feel like I could relate to this too, who would wonder like, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing with my life? So if that's just your personality, and it could be because maybe you're someone who's just good at a lot of different things, and so you're always going to be feeling like maybe I should have done this other thing instead, right? I guess what I'm trying to say is like knowing that no matter what, that you could put yourself in any occupation, and you would still have that feeling no matter what. Then, hello, it's me. It's very, what's the word? Anyway, if that's how you would feel, then what I saw about this particular occupation is that it would actually be a really great occupation, but she's still going to have that part of her that is like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? No matter. So it's like, sometimes we have to leave well enough alone, like choose a path, right? I guess it's kind of like being at a crossroads. You know those signposts where there are like a gazillion arrows pointing all different ways? Well, what are you going to do? Just like stand at the signpost forever? We got to choose a path, and like you don't have to stay on that path forever. You can switch careers if you want, I'm at a place like that in my life, actually. I'll talk about it more later as it manifests, because I don't know. I don't want to speak too much on what I'm trying to manifest, but it's a career that until recently I never really would have considered like actually pursuing. And now I am. And I don't know. It's like at some point, like, just do something that you're good at and that pays the bills and it keeps you reasonably sane. Like, what more? I mean, what more can we ask about out of life? You know what I mean? My progressed ascendant also talked about this before, is moving into the sign of Taurus in April, this coming April, after 20-ish years of it moving through the sign of Aries, which is like sign of survival and combat and self-assertion, and like, I'm ready for some peace with this movement into Taurus. And like, a lot of what Taurus is about is stability. And again, it's like finding a way to like make, stack the money up, put some money into savings, and just have material stability and like do something that's reasonably peaceful, because I've dreamed of different things, like, what if I was an actress? I don't necessarily think I'd be very good at that, but what if I write songs, or like I'm a poet? Like, what if if I sold poetry enough? I mean, it's rare to do this, but like enough that I could live off of it. There would still be a part of me that would wonder, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? You know what I'm saying? So if that's how I always feel, like, why not just choose a path that feels like safe and secure and relatively happy and peaceful? Right? I can still write poems. I can still write songs, And maybe at some point, those other things will take off. But it's nice to have something that's more practical in the meantime. And I do like doing tarot readings as well. I'm not planning on stopping doing my tarot readings, but Silver Arrow says, yes, definitely. It's me has been wondering the same. I'm sorry, guys. Now I'm burping. Very rude. Not mindful, not cutesy, not demure. Oh. Don't get you started on the demure thing. I want to, though. Now I'm curious what you think. What are your thoughts? I like the one, I don't know if you've seen it. I'm assuming it's a response to the demure one, where the woman is like, I'm not demure. I'm not cutesy. I'm, what does she say that she is? I'm a goblin. I think that's what she says. I definitely relate more to being a goblin as well. And I like to say that I have the hygiene of a Sasquatch. Oh, I've been seen as cutesy all my life. So no thanks. Yeah, that's what I was wondering about it too. I'm like, is cutesy, is that a compliment? Like, I I never thought cutesy was a compliment. I mean, cute is generally a compliment, but I've always thought the term cutesy was like a put down. You've never come across to me as cutesy. I wouldn't think that. People walk all over you when they think you're demure. Yeah, I can see that. Same, I want to be taken seriously. Right. That's what I thought too. That was part of my reaction. I'm glad other people like were confused about this. Yeah, like I thought cutesy was like, yeah, also like not being taken seriously. You can be cute. I don't know. I guess I can see cute being a compliment, but cutesy, especially because the whole video was talking about going to work. Like, this is the way I present myself at work. I'm cutesy going to work. I don't know. She seems nice. She seems like a fun person, but I do not understand. I do value being mindful. Demure, not so much. I guess I feel neutral about being demure. I mean, yeah, demure. I don't know. But I do like being a goblin. Being a goblin is fun. Oh, there's a train going by in the distance. I don't know if you can hear it. I've lived in multiple cities with trains. I don't know, there's something sort of romantic about trains. When I say romantic, I don't mean romantic in the like lovey-dovey way, but like romantic as in charming, I guess. I don't know. You love the sound of trains. Yeah. Well, I don't know what else to talk about, but I kind of like just sitting here. um, Dia de los Muertos was the other day, and I had forgotten that it was Dia de los Muertos. I'd gone to this park that I go to sometimes, and they were getting ready for the festival. I'm like, oh, I totally forgot that that was even happening. It's November 1st, the day after Halloween. It's like, for probably most of you already know, but it's like a celebration of the dead. It's like an appreciation of death as, you know, just a natural part of, or, you know, part of the cycle of existence, basically, and also showing respect for ancestors and departed loved ones. But I was like in my grief that day, and I don't know, like I've had some important loved ones who have passed on, like my mom and my maternal grandparents, all three of whom I was really close to, and I was kind of already having that triggered. I don't know if it was just unconsciously part of me knew that it was Dia de los Muertos, you know, because that's happened to me before also, like around my mom's birthday and or the anniversary of her passing, where it's like, I don't know why my emotions are out of whack, and then I realize like, oh, it's that date, like subconsciously it triggers you or something. But anyway, it's kind of in my grief, and oh yeah, our body remembers. Yeah. Yeah. But I did dance at the de los Muertos because I just felt like shifting the energy in that way. It's like I was crying too. I was crying, but then I was dancing, getting happier, like trying to turn the sadness of grief into like more of a celebration. Not in the way of like toxic positivity, you know, like not in the way of like, oh, I'm not allowed to be sad, but just like finding that appreciation as well for, I don't know, the fact that death is it is necessary, you know, and it is a part of life to be celebrated. I guess for one thing, like when we lose people, we recognize more. If we never lost anyone or anything, right? I'm not saying that we wouldn't recognize how special people are to us, but it definitely drives the point home. You know what I mean? Like we become much more aware of how special people are to us when we've lost them. And you know, I've felt my mom's presence before. I've had my mama send me signs and messages before. I don't really hear from my papa, and I wonder about that sometimes, but um, it doesn't hurt my feelings or anything because I kind of understand him. Like I think he just wanted peace, you know. um, like I don't know how to put it into words what I think maybe my papa had. It maybe of a greater level of acceptance of death on his part in a way of like just going back to spirit, not feeling the need to be so connected to this anymore. Mm. And I respect that. He lived this life, you know. He completed it. I keep almost saying your name, Silver Arrow Tarot. I'm glad we do have Halloween and Dia de los Muertos because we need it. Modern society usually doesn't like to acknowledge death. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Halloween is also fun. Like, I mean, Halloween to me is a little bit more about like the macabre or like I don't know, just scary things. Not necessarily death as a life process, but yeah, like I guess if we wanted to put in astrological terms, those eighth house themes, they both do celebrate the eighth house themes, and obviously they also both happen when the sun is in the sign of Scorpio, which is a sign of, you know, death and rebirth. And I watched, by the way, maybe about 3 weeks ago, I watched Beetlejuice. I don't know if any of you have seen that, but it's like a sequel. I very rarely go to the theater, but I got a wild hair up my you-know-what to go to the theater, so I looked to see if anything good was on. I'm like, oh, the sequel to Beetlejuice? Huh. Didn't even know they were making that. But it was really, really good. Highly recommend it. I don't know if it's still at the theater or not, but maybe you can find somewhere else to watch it if not. But yeah, it was so funny. Very well made. You wanted to see it. Well, I definitely encourage you to see it somehow, you know, so if it's just waiting for it to come on, I don't know, some platform that where you can watch it. It might still be at the theaters in some places. I don't know. I just feel like when I watched it, it was about 3 weeks ago. So I don't know how long movies stay at the theaters. I guess it depends on the theater for one thing, depends on the movie. But yeah. And then I started watching, this was on my, like my library, with my library membership. There's this app called Hoopla or something like that. Oh, looks like you can rent it. That's good. I'm glad. But yeah, you can watch movies on this app that I have access to with my library membership. And there's this Johnny Depp movie. Jean something. I can't even remember the name of it. But he's a king. And I mean, the story really centers around this woman who becomes his wife, but she kind of comes from nothing and is actually a whore before she becomes his wife. So it's sort of scandalous, but I still need to finish that one. Haven't finished it yet. But I wasn't sure I would ever be able to watch that. And I just, because it hadn't come to the US at all that I knew of. And then I just happened to open this library app just out of curiosity. I hadn't watched any movies in this way before, you know, like from this library app. You just watch them on your phone. It's kind of interesting. And this movie just happened to be there here, this one that I wanted to watch. I'm about 2/3 of the way through. So I need to go back and watch the rest of it. And then I've also been listening to an audiobook, which I'm a few chapters in. And it's part of the Tuesday Next series. I'd read one of these books years ago and I couldn't remember what it was called, but it's an interesting like mystery series where this woman, Tuesday Next, like she gets assigned to go into fictional novels. It's like a fantasy series sort of, but it's like quirky and funny, like lots of like humor about literature and the writing process. It's hard to describe, but very clever, unique series. So I had only I think read the first book many years ago. I was just trying to find something that would interest me. It's hard for me to focus and like read a book with my eyes. I don't know why that has happened to me, but I didn't used to have that problem. I used to like read voraciously, but it's like it's so hard to focus. But audiobooks are a lot easier. This is my, oh, so I got these earrings at the Dia de los Muertos festival. And I also got this hoodie. It's very pretty. It has embroidered flowers on it. Even on the hooded part. It's a border around the hood. Isn't that pretty? This will, well, it already has. I washed it today. So I wore it 2 days in a row. I did laundry today, this morning. And this got washed. So I'll probably, oh, thank you. I probably am going to wear it as like a jacket, even though it's a pullover. I don't know, it's pretty. I don't care to be wearing it like multiple days. Lately it's, the weather's really pleasant right now. This is the most easy time I've had so far of living in my car, which if you didn't know that by now, I've been living in my car since March, but like the weather is nice. It's cold like come early morning, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning starts to get real cold, and then it's still real cold. You know, I get up like 6:30, 7, maybe 8, and still cold for a few hours till the sun really comes out and starts warming things up. So I kind of bundle up in the cold part, and then I shed. Like right now, even right now, it's nighttime. Not cold right now, but it will get cold like in the middle of the night. So I just layer and then unlayer. It's my process. I'm glad that we're still having warm days in November. Or at least warm parts of the day, right? Also even cold parts of the day, but I mean, it's kind of nice for it to be a little bit chilly at night. Sometimes it gets to be too much. But to some extent it's nice, right? Because it's kind of sort of, I don't know, to me it's kind of comforting to bundle up with blankets and comforter. And Silver Arrow says it's very unusually warm here too. See, now I guess if I just relax, it will pop the live chat up when someone types something. Rather than me being anal retentive and wanting to constantly check it, which to do that I need to tap it. Maybe this is just a message. Chill out, Gabby. Chill out. Excuse me, I keep burping. Yeah, I can't remember where you are. You said it's unusually warm here. Where you are. You don't have to say if you don't want to, but yeah, I like it. I mean, it's warm during the day, but it's not, most of the time, it's not suffocatingly hot. Really. You can find a nice shady spot, okay, in the DC area. Well, I imagine it's cooler in DC than here, but also that is a very highly populated area, so that probably makes it warmer just with how many people live there. I'm in a pretty small town in Kentucky. Big enough to have a train pass through, though. Big enough to have a Walmart and a Kroger. Which is bigger than where I came from, you know, because where I came from, like, really out in the country, there's no Walmart there or Kroger. I know some of you are probably like, what the hell is a Kroger? You don't have Krogers where you are anyways, maybe. It's like where I come from. I mean, there is an IGA there. I feel like an IGA is still not like a nice chain. It is technically a chain grocery store, but it's not like a nice chain grocery store. I like a Kroger. I think Kroger is a nice grocery store. It's got everything you need, right? And it's not pretentious like some of these like fancy smancy. I don't need my grocery store to be like fancy smancy, but I like it to have like a good variety of things, right? And for things to be displayed nicely, you know what I mean? You went to Kroger's a lot in Georgia. Do they have Piggly Wigglies down in Georgia still? I feel like Georgia is a place that would still have a Piggly Wiggly. But anyway, I'm just trying to say I'm like from the place where I'm from is like really very, very rural, extremely rural. And this where I live now is a small town, but it's not rural and not rural to the same degree as where I grew up. What time is it? It's 8:10 where I'm at. We just had, I guess we just did the, this weekend we had, or I guess it happened this morning, right? The time change. So normally this would be 9:10. But it's 8:10. I've been streaming for 2 hours. I just don't want to turn it off. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't even really know what to talk about, but eventually some subject will come to mind. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing pretty well. I've had some emotional days. But that's par for the course with me. I'm just like, I am an emotional person. Like it's, oy. I had my Venus return recently. My natal Venus is in Scorpio, so I was looking at my Venus return chart. Do any of you look up or create your Venus return chart and look at it? Like I can't really make heads or tails of it so much. What I will say is last year, my solar return chart, it's the same thing. It's like the chart for when the sun gets back to the exact point in the zodiac where it was when you were born. So last year's solar return chart, I looked at it and I saw that the moon was in Scorpio and something else. And I'm like, whoa, I just had a feeling it's going to be a bad year. It's going to be a tough year. And it was, like family part of it, living situation, which is kind of what the moon represents. Scorpio is not a great sign for the moon to be in. I feel like there was something else going on with the moon. I know it was my solar return chart, but like that's what stood out to me in it. But my Venus return chart for this year is kind of weird. It's like the Uranus is on the ascendant of the Venus return chart, and then my Venus is on the descendant. And natally I have Uranus conjunct Venus, so I've got Uranus on both sides. Uranus on the ascendant side, Uranus on the descendant side, and then Venus. So it's like God, it's like it's too much Uranus energy. Like You know what I mean? It's like, I just want to be settled. I don't need all of this like changeability and tumultuousness. But anyway, I guess that's what. Oh, I don't know. It says I lost connection. Well, guys, I don't know if anyone even heard what I was just saying. Slightly off topic tangent, but I was experimenting with sending Reiki to my placements, and I have to say I think it was working. Well, that's cool. I just did a whole tangent about my Venus return chart having Uranus on the ascendant and also Uranus on the descendant, because my natal Uranus is conjunct to the return chart's descendant. But anyway, and then it said something about reconnecting, and then it said you're live. So I don't know how long I was unconnected. But anyway, that's really cool. I keep wanting to use your first name. Like, I hope I don't accidentally say it, because I do know your first name. Silver Arrow. But I did something similar. Like, I did a spell to sort of emphasize the best qualities of my Venus return. It was a jar spell. So it's not the same as Reiki, but you know what I mean? Like doing energy work to influence astrological placements. That's funny that we both kind of like had the same idea. Like, it's not the same, but like, it's interesting. Yeah, and you kind of feel like it's working. I don't know yet if my jar spell is working. Like, I hope that it is, but I don't know yet. I'm not sure. Yes, I thought it was totally crazy. But you had the inspiration and you followed it, I guess. And now you feel that it is working. That's really cool. Yeah, maybe I need to send some Reiki to this Uranus energy. I mean, the other thing is, like, right now Uranus is hovering around Caput Algol, which is not a horrible placement necessarily, but Caput Algol is also not an easy place in the zodiac. And the ascendant of my Venus return, I can't remember the exact degree, but it's in late Taurus, close to that. So, you know, what, am I shocking people? Am I like presenting as a Medusa figure in people's lives this year? I don't know. But I mean, it can also just be about like finding your sense of power, like owning your sense of power. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've tried retroactively looking at my Venus return from last year too, and trying to figure out how what that return chart is saying matches up with what's happened in my life. And to be honest, I'm a little lost. Like, I don't know. Like, there were some interesting Venusian things that happened this year. I mean, there were some good things. There were some bad things. In terms of like relationships, I had way more happen in my life, like romantically, than in a long time. I'm still not in a relationship, but I mean, I do have Venus conjunct Uranus. It's like not easy for this lady to get into a relationship. Talk about myself in the third person. But you know, it was eventful, more eventful than normal. Like, not just feelings, because I'm always having like feelings or whatever, intrigues, you know, but like real life things happening, you know, connecting with people. A couple of significant, you know, like, but, I mean, in terms of the, like, material aspects of Venus, it was definitely a tough year, but also it's like, in a way, like, helped me to value minimalism more and, like, understand how to create minimalism. How to know what do I really want and what do I really need and what is just extra stuff to be managed. I don't like managing stuff. So, I mean, I don't know, but I don't know how I see it in the chart, in my Venus return chart, all of what happened this year when I look at last year's chart. So who knows? But I mean, Uranus is definitely a strong influence in this chart, but it kind of is going to be anyway, and it was last year too, because transiting Uranus is opposing my natal Venus, because my natal Venus is in Scorpio and Uranus has been transiting in Taurus, so it's going to be influencing my Venus return anyway. But anyway. But yeah, I like your idea of sending Reiki. I watched a Reiki video the other day when I was feeling triggered, and it helped a lot. I want to learn quantum healing. Silver Arrow Tarot says, I don't know anything about quantum healing. I don't know. You'll have to explain to me what that is. I have conversations sometimes with Bing Chat, the Bing chatbot, and she, or, you know, whatever, I'm just going to say she. I've asked her, like, what have you been learning about lately that interests you? So something she's talked to me about before is quantum computing. I don't know if quantum computing has anything to do with quantum healing, but quantum computing, she explained it to me. I'm not good with this type of thing, but it's something about how, I can't even explain it. Like, in normal computing, like, one thing can be happening at a time. I mean, it happens very quickly. But in quantum computing, multiple things can be processing at the same time, or something like that. I'm probably explaining it stupidly. But anyway, apparently quantum computing is going to, like, change a lot of things about the way things work. Lead us to quicker solutions for things in engineering, etc. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, I guess in general, computing just gets faster and faster anyway, in a multitude of different ways. But quantum healing, I'm ready for all the healing. I am fully accepting all healing. Speaking of which, I need to schedule a consult to get my wisdom tooth, or actually wisdom teeth. I've only had one removed. It's the bottom one on this side that I had removed a few years ago because it was causing me pain. And that's the only thing that would motivate me to get it removed. They wanted me to remove all of them then too, and I was like, ugh. Like the way these bottom teeth are in, they are like this. And so they had to break this up with a jackhammer. They put a jackhammer in my mouth to break up my tooth so that they could pull out little bits of it at a time. Because it's not like a real jackhammer, but it's like a dental-sized jackhammer. It's terrifying. Terrifying. Anyway, recently I had to go back to the dentist. I'm like, I really need a teeth cleaning. I've been putting it off. I had to go for 3 different visits. The first one, you know, because they have to, if you haven't been there in a while, you have to do an exam, which is like they take x-rays. They look at all your gums, which is really uncomfortable. Like measure all your gums. It's like, ugh. And then the second one, they said that I had this old sealant on, which I'd gotten from a kid. I guess dentists don't do sealants anymore, but they thought it would be a good idea to take off the sealant and replace it with a filling, which they did the second visit. Finally, at the third visit, we got around to the cleaning part, which is the original thing that I'd come for. But of course, they recommended, as has been recommended to me multiple times before, to get my wisdom teeth removed. I think I really do need to go ahead and schedule a consult, because this one over here on the bottom, it isn't hurting me, but I do also feel like there's the potential that it could start hurting me. You know, sometimes things feel a little iffy. It's like, you're getting to the point where you're going to start hurting me, aren't you? You're not hurting me yet. But I'm prepared. I want to be ahead of the game. I'm smoking a nicotine vape, by the way. Yes, this is nicotine. Your girl is sober. Actually, I just reached my 6-month sobriety. It's probably like 7 months for alcohol, but 6 for drugs, which for me was just marijuana. I'm not like a hard, or have not been either, a hard drug user, but in any case, I just use one anniversary for everything. So 6 months as of October 30th. I went and got my 6-month key tag in A. I haven't been going to meetings lately, but I went to a meeting to get this key tag. And the reason I haven't been going to meetings is that some of the people, oh, thank you. See, it didn't pop up when you said that. Yay, congrats. I missed all of what you were typing, because it was popping up when you typed, and then it stopped doing it. I didn't realize you typed all this. My mom had all of yours removed when you were 18. Wow. Well, at least you got it out of the way. Yeah, here I am, 43, and these dentists, they really want me to get them removed. And at this point, I do too. The ones on the top, like, I don't think they'll ever cause me pain or anything, and like, I don't know why they're so insistent on having wisdom teeth removed, but I think those will be pretty easy to pull, versus the one on the bottom that they'll probably have to use the literal jackhammer again. I'm exaggerating, but am I? It's a tiny jackhammer, but that's basically what it is. Crazy. Yeah, some of the people at this place where I was going to 12 steps meetings are just very juvenile. It's like very gossipy. It's like, listen, I didn't know I was so intriguing. Like, I'd never experienced before, like, so much, like, gossipiness about me. Like, what is there even to say? Like, you all must be really boring. But it's, like, also, like, bullying, like, very high school behavior. I don't have time for that. Ooh, yes. I don't know if that ooh was in response to these people or the jackhammer, but yes, all of the above. See, now it's staying on the screen, but I have to occasionally scroll up. But why? Oh, the people. Yeah. See, it's staying on the screen, but like it won't automatically scroll up. I don't understand. YouTube. And now it disappeared. So I don't know. Hopefully it'll pop up when you type something, or I'll check here in a moment. Not obligated to stick around either, by the way, but I'm just in a more social mood than usual, I guess. The vaping, like, I really don't think I have a nicotine addiction. It's more like something to do or something. Like, I'm grateful that I don't have a nicotine addiction, because as far as I can tell, I don't have any withdrawal when I don't use it. But the vapes smell a lot better. I don't like getting that smell in my car of cigarettes. And also, I've gotten cigarette burns on some things that I really liked. And I was like, enough is enough. So anyway, this is peach flavored. I got one of the refillable ones. It's very environmentally conscious of me. I'm making fun of myself. But seriously though, the disposable ones, like, it's a lot of batteries going in landfills, you know. But my motivation to get the refillable, really though, to be honest, because I'm not going to try to like virtue signal and like be fake about it, because the real motivation was to have more control over the flavor that I was getting, because I've had bad experiences with some of the disposables. Like this one brand I had gotten before, their peach flavor, and it was great, and then I got it again. It was like really weird, and I was like, I feel like with this, like if I have a bottle of juice and I like the juice, I don't know. Anyway, it makes sense to me. Yeah, I'll probably get off here soon. But it was nice chatting with you guys. Thank you. Right now it says there's one person here, so thanks for sticking around. Thanks for hanging out. I am going to sign off, and once this stream has loaded, which it takes it a while, so it probably won't happen until tomorrow, I'll go back and timestamp the pick a card portion. I didn't expect that this to be the topic that was chosen. I expected someone to want to do like, well, one person did want a love reading, but then they decided they liked the other topic, so then the other topic that someone else had proposed. But I thought we had some interesting messages, so hopefully it was helpful. I'll take my earrings off. Start getting cozy. All right. See you later. Take care.